So what's, from your point of view, what's the difference between performing in front of white audiences and black audiences?
It's, to be honest, I don't really, it doesn't even faze me, to be honest. But I guess my life is different. I grew up in New York City. So like the audiences that I've been like joking around with my whole life, audiences, my friend groups, and have always been diverse. So it wasn't like, I don't go up to a black room and be like, hey, isn't church crazy, guys? You know what I mean? Like, isn't it crazy? Don't you hate it when, like I don't try to relate. I just talk about the shit that I talk about. And, if people relate to it, they relate to it.
Because we just interviewed Gary Owen.
Oh yeah, Gary, yeah.
Yeah, and he basically caters to a black audience.
I mean, I'm married to a black lady now. We got mixed kids. I'm talking about my life. So, but I will say this. There was a point where I was going too far left, where if I went to Des Moines or I went to Omaha and there's a lot of white people in the audience, like I felt like, oh man, I'm kind of offending them.
I mean, I guess that if that's how he grew up, like I always imagined Gary was kind of born and raised in like around black folks.
Actually he was, because I just interviewed him.
Yeah.
He actually was raised in a trailer park.
Oh, really?
With white people.
Okay, so maybe, I guess he found something that worked for him.
Yeah. But he ended up marrying a black woman. They have,
right.
3 biracial. We have 2 biracial kids, and
so he committed.
He's in there.
He committed to this.
He committed. Yeah.
No, I mean, look, it is what it is. I mean, you find your niche or whatever. I don't know. I never really cared, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna do my act regardless of who's there, and I think people respond to shit that's genuine. Like I got a buddy, his name is Ryan Hamilton. He's a comic. This guy's from Idaho. He's a Mormon. He's a virgin. He's like 40 years old. This guy will kill no matter what audience he goes in front of. He doesn't curse. He doesn't anything. Black, white, Spanish, Asian. It's just like if you're funny and you're not putting on something, then people will fuck with you.
Sure.
So I just never tried to put on anything. I just tried to talk about what I talk about. If you relate to it, cool. If you find it funny, I'm cool. I will say this, black people react way better if they like your joke.
Mm.
Yeah, like when black audience is into it, man, they're standing up, they're throwing chairs, you know what I mean? They're punching each other. It's just great. When white people like a joke, they're like, oh, that was really good. They'll clap, ha ha ha, maybe some knee slaps, you know what I mean? Dude, but hats are being thrown in the air. It's crazy. It's like a bar mitzvah.
You had mentioned that when you're white, there's no expectations sexually.
There's no expectations for pretty much, well, there's different things in terms of expectations, but sexually the expectations are way lower.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
What does that mean?
Just like, you ever see an R&B group, black dudes?
Yeah.
They're fucking doing all these like dance moves, shit like that. So the expectation is that in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like you ever see a country line dancing?
No.
It's no fucking, that's what they're expecting in the back room, like a little this, a little that, So yeah. Also your penis size, like the burden I think of black people is the expectation in terms of penis size, because there's regular dicked black dudes. Like imagine how horrible that is being a black dude with a regular size dick.
What about a small dick?
Forget it.
Forget it.
Dude, it's just because. Think about the girls waiting for this gigantic fucking dick to fall out with an elbow. You know what I mean? Like just some crazy dick that like can inch its way up to her, right? And then you got this shit that's 4 or 5 inches. It's disappointing. You know what I mean? You don't even know what if it's a white girl? This poor white girl's dad isn't even talking to her anymore because she thought this majestic 12-inch black dick was gonna end up fucking her. Now you're giving her 5 inches? She didn't even have a relationship with her parents? You know what I mean? You're a piece of shit. Should have told her that from the jump.
So what about when you're white?
When you're white, it's like, well, you got, if you got a 6-inch dick, girls are like, what? Sick.
6 inches.
6 inches, what? There's just no expectation, isn't it? Being white is like, it's, what it is? It's like, you walk in a room, nobody's upset, no one's happy. It's you know what I mean? It's just oxygen. It's like, it's nothing crazy, It's like you're in a wave pool, but it's the time where the waves aren't coming. You know what I mean? Being black is when the waves coming. Half the people are scared, half the people are really excited about the waves,
But when you're white, nobody cares.
No, it's just you're floating on the thing, getting a tan.
What's your take on Katt Williams?
Katt is, I think Katt is bipolar.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's...
I've actually interviewed Katt before.
What do you think?
I felt like during the interview he was trying to keep it together. He was sweating a lot, and it wasn't really all that hot in the room.
It's hot in this room. I'm fucking perspiring right now.
You got the lights on you.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Katt seemed like he could possibly be bipolar.
Yeah, he got something.
But the thing is he's functional, because during all this crazy shit that he's doing, he's still doing shows, and the shows are selling out.
Katt is, okay, this is what people don't realize, I think, about Katt. Katt's a genius.
Yeah.
In terms of like his intellect. Like, this is a brilliant individual. Like, and anybody I know that have done stand-up with him, I have a buddy of mine who's on tour with him right now, and I've had other buddies who have gone on tour with him. They say that this dude will be in the city for a day and then get on stage, and the first 20 minutes of his set is just talking about the city and busting balls about the city. I do stand-up every single night. I go out and do shows on the weekends. If you can get a few minutes about a city when you're in there for a few days, if I can do that, I'm like, oh, that's great. That's a fun little interaction that I had. And this guy's doing 15, 20, just fucking off the top. He's a natural comedian and a brilliant dude. Like, even if you look at his bits, he's not a, what is the term, stool fucker. You know, like, just basically someone who's just fucking the stool and just, that's all the humor is, just stupid and dick jokes and that kind of shit. That being said, a lot of times people who are often, you know, very intelligent and very creative are afflicted by mental illness. I just think he's bipolar, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, because right after he got choked out by that 17-year-old, he went on stage and did a whole...
grader.
Yeah.
It was 17?
I heard he was like 17. Yeah.
Oh, that's no fun. I thought he was in 7th grade.
People were saying 7th grade, but if you look at him, he was actually taller than Katt Williams.
Yeah, but everybody's taller than Katt Williams. Something happened to Katt in 7th grade.
He was like 17. I heard he was like 17. But
well,
anyways,
17, you could punch a dude. I'm fine with that.
like, well, right afterwards...
I mean, if I'm cool with teachers fucking 16-year-olds, Katt Williams can punch a 17-year-old in the face.
He didn't drop him, though.
Yeah, I know, he took it.
He took it.
He took that shit like a champ.
You know?
That was good.
But then they ended up choking him out afterwards.
Yeah, that was serious.
Crazy. But then Katt went and did a stand-up and talked about the whole situation for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so.
Insane.
And he acted like he didn't lose the fight. Did you hear that? He was like, if you think, and what is it? He goes, and if you think a little 17-year-old boy is gonna beat me up, then you're out of your mind. I'm Semper Fi till I die.
But if he said something like, he's like, I'm real. He said, I'm real. I'm gonna punch you in the face, and then you can do whatever you want to me.
Yeah, that's not real. That means you lost the fight. Yeah. That's all that means.
Remember at the Philly show, though? Remember when he was like, he went and punched that dude at the Philly show?
Oh, when he went after, who was it, Beanie's boy?
Something like that. Well,
Yeah.
Beanie Siegel was like a Beanie Siegel show, and he went and...
Shout out to Beanie. Love Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think he's just on something, bro. Or he's a marketing genius. Maybe he's doing some Andy Kaufman shit.
You think?
You know? I really do wonder, like, if there is some racial prejudice here. Because I wonder if this was like a white dude doing this shit, if we'd be like, no, this is alternative comedy. This is what Andy Kaufman, this is what Andy Kaufman did, right? He would just go out there saying, no woman could beat me up, and he'd go wrestle women and shit like that, and just fight random people and do all these like kind of like social experiment pranks. And he was a comedic genius. And then Katt Williams is doing more or less the same thing, and he's bipolar and crazy.
Right, but was Andy Kaufman getting arrested every time?
Maybe he was, I don't know.
I don't know.
Could you get arrested as a white man back in the day?
I think you could, yeah.
You could? That was possible?
That was possible. that was absolutely possible.
I thought that was against the law.
One of the things that you said was that, you talked about white pride versus black pride.
Yeah.
And you said when it's white pride, it's white supremacy.
I didn't say it was white pride, it's white supremacy. I just said that there's a difference in terms of like, there's no such thing as white pride. This is what people don't really understand. And minorities especially don't understand this about white people, is white people don't see themselves as a people, right? White people see themselves as Italian, and Italians have tons of pride. What are you, Russian? Russians have tons of pride. Scottish, English, French, right? There's all these different sects of whiteness, Irish, and they all have tons of pride, right? Black people in America have a very unique situation where they're taken from their homeland, detached from the history of their homeland, so they can't go, I have Nigerian pride, I have Cameroonian pride, I have Sierra Leonean pride, because they don't really know, a lot of black folks don't know where they're from, so they don't have a choice but to be proud of their blackness or their African Americanness, if you will, right? So I'm all about that pride movement for black people, but a white pride movement is peculiar to me because you do have a culture that you're attached to. So why are you proud of your skin? That's where I get weird. So if you're a white dude and you're proud to be white, to me it seems a little funky, because why not be proud of the fact that you're a Creole or Italian? Like, you have that culture there that's existed for thousands of years.
Irish or whatever else.
Exactly.
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, because you're breaking it down to just your skin color and ignoring everything else.
And when people say that they're proud to be black in America, I'm not a black person, so I can't speak for you, but I imagine you're proud of black culture. It's not, oh, look at the color of my skin, I'm proud of that, because there's many different shades to blackness, obviously, but it's more, I'm proud of the music that we've created, right? The art that we've created, the food that we've created, everything that goes into a culture. So that's the pride, right? When you see, black people doing anything from, fucking dance to writing to theater, like whatever these things are, as a black person, if you feel pride in that, yeah, you absolutely should. You've created a culture in America, right? Just as me as a Scottish person, maybe when I watch Braveheart, I go, fuck, an army of 16,000 Scottish people defeated an army of 32,000 Englishmen. Man, let's go, freedom. I want to paint my face blue. I'm like, that shit gets me pumped up, So, yeah, I'm not going to take that away from anybody. I feel like it's unfair for, white folks to go, oh, the black pride shouldn't exist because it's racist. It's not black skin, it's black culture.
Yeah.
So.
I feel you.
I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a fan of the idea of Drake. So, no disrespect against Drake.
What do you mean by the idea of Drake? What does that mean?
Meaning that if he has a ghostwriter, he's an idea. He's not meaning that it's a perception created that he's not really writing the lyrics, and it's just like here, let's make this in the factory and put it out.
I'm just on top of my game right now, Vlad, and I'm just getting blessed. I'm booked 4 or 5 times a week, 60, 75K a show, man. I'm winning right now, man, and I'm just steady trying to increase my hustle.